Hey everybody, my name's Ian Rogers. I'm with Mvestor Media. We're a local website design and development firm here in Las Vegas, and we specialize in WordPress development. I just wanted to make a short video today showcasing a couple of the different things that we do as WordPress developers that kind of make our sites a little bit different and have a whole lot of value, much more value, I should say, compared to typical WordPress sites and maybe an inexperienced WordPress developer. One of the things that we do differently compared to other developers is that we build the functionality directly into WordPress that the client might want to use themselves. And we'll go over a couple examples with that. By default, WordPress comes with some default functionality that makes it really easy to edit content, but editing and formatting content that might change frequently or over time isn't so easy. So what we do is we try to build out the back end, the WordPress admin section as best as we can to make it work specifically for the client and really nobody else. So let's take a look here at some of the sites we're doing right now. These sites are actually in development right now. By the time you see this video, they might actually be live, but just a heads up. So this is Snap's Fine Art Photography. They are a photographer based in the Arizona, Phoenix area, and they have a site that was based on a shopping cart platform. They weren't really utilizing the shopping cart as much as they hoped. So they wanted to get rid of the shopping cart completely and just be able to showcase their images and do what they want to do in a user-friendly way. So as you can see here, if you hover over images, you'll get a couple of different sections. And for example, this is just the landscape section. And as you can see, there's a couple of different, plenty of photos here. So if you were to click on one, it would open up in the lightbox. They have the functionality. They can change these titles here. You can slide through and take a look at all the photos. But say, for example, you wanted to edit this slideshow. There's a couple ways that WordPress will do it by default using the WordPress galleries, but in a way, it's not 100% as user-friendly as it could be. So what we do is we take that basic functionality and extend it specifically for snaps, and I'll show you an example of that. So here we're in the WordPress admin. On the left-hand side, you'd see your typical suspects, such as pages, comments, posts, media, etc. And we added a new one. This is called a custom post type, and we added one called photo galleries, and this is specifically for snaps. So we just built that out. And say, for example, you want to edit the landscape section. What you could do is there's a content area here like you're familiar with, but down here, there's a lot of extra functionality that we built out that would make it extremely easy for snaps to log in here and make a couple of changes. So if you look here, you have 4 columns, okay? And these columns here are going to show the order in which the photos show up. So if they wanted to move a photo here and rearrange the order of the photos, they could do that, hit update, and then look at the front end, and the changes would be made without them having to have any sort of knowledge of HTML or CSS or anything like that. Let's take a look at another one here. This one's called Cypress Development. Okay, they're a real estate firm in Minot, North Dakota. And one of the things that they wanted to do was be able to update photos, edit content, edit things, and edit the number of properties that they had here. One example here is this is called Y Commons, and they have a list of available units. They have floor plan images, property images, things like that. All of this might seem simple for a developer, but the regular user or the site owner doesn't necessarily have the knowledge to apply CSS classes and get all of this formatted in a way that would be extremely easy, especially linking up something like a link up to a PDF. You could go through a lot of training, but there's just a lot of things that we could do that would make it a whole lot easier for them to do that. And I'll go through that right here, right now. So this is the dashboard, and as you can see, exactly like Snaps, there's a new section here called Properties. So if you click on Properties, we have it broken down into a couple of different areas. The one that we're looking at right now is Y Commons in the residential section. So let's go ahead and click on that. Once that opens up, you can see the typical content area here, which is pretty user-friendly in order for them to make changes to the description. But here's where you can see where it starts to get interesting, the available units. So what we did in this case was we built a table here that would allow for Cypress and the staff themselves, without having to go through any maintenance fees or anything like that, to come here and edit and add the units themselves. So as you can see here, there's the unit number, the number of beds, the number of baths, the price, the status, and a link to an application. So what they can do is log in here, change the information as it changes. So say, for example, they wanted to make this one unavailable or this one available. You can click Update, and watch this one. Number 402 is going to change to available, and everything is done right on the fly. In addition, there's a whole property type section. So if, say for example, they purchased or they built another couple properties in a different category or property type as we have it labeled, they could easily create a new property type here and then add new properties and assign it to that specific property type. So our goal at Mvestor Media is to create sites that wouldn't necessarily rely on the developer to make quick and easy changes like this. Like I said before, we really like to pride ourselves on creating sites that make sense and are built specifically for the client. So anyways, I hope that helps, and I hope that gives whoever's watching a good sense of how it is that we build sites using WordPress at Mvestor Media. And feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.